Hello everyone, this is Thugruck coming at you with another tanking video for HCEs. Today we're going to be tackling Eternal Battle level 18. This is going to be the advanced tanking video, so the pulls are going to be a little bit larger and more difficult to pull off so that you as a tank can carry low DPS through the map and still finish on time even if they're low DPS. Swaps you'll need for this: your regular skip set. I bring a sword and a shield for the boss, and I also bring tier 8 lurchers just because it's a level 18. Other than that, you just need your typical tanking stuff. You do need to make sure that you've got an arcane in the party also. I know, aside from this arcane, 2 of the other DPS are going to be reflecting on the boss. So that's what our team comp for the boss fight is going to be like. But just for clearing mobs, we've got a Shadow Caller and 2 light crossbows with a Holy Healer on one-handed Holy with a Censer. So to start things off here, just as soon as I get into the map, I'm going to start pulling. Give these skeletons 1 Q once you're off of cooldowns, and then pull these skeletons. You're trying to pull these before the patrol comes from the northeast. Snare these, tell your DPS to kill. Alright, for this next part you're going to pull a bunch of mobs all together. So you're going to walk past these, roll those, poison that, bring everything back with Soldier Helmet, and then E. Give everything a Q, build up to 4 auto attacks, 3, 4, snare, 1 more Q, and walk away. After they're done being snared, always watching their debuff bar up here, just walk into them, they'll do their ability, sneak in a Q and 1 auto attack, E their first auto attack at you, build up to 4 auto attacks, snare, Q, and walk away again. By now your poison should be coming up off of cooldown, so you can walk over here, poison these skeletons as long as that swordsman isn't nearby. You're going to pull these skeletons to about here and pull the swordsman towards them as well. Roll their first ability, group everything together, and then E. 4 auto attacks. Snare, another Q, and Soldier Helm as you walk away. For the next pull, we're just going to body pull this. Pull all 3 of the swordsmen, wait for their auto attack, and then E it. That way you take no damage. Give them a Q, build up to 4 auto attacks. 3, 4, snare, Q again, and walk away. Going to start pulling this room while watching the snare debuff on the swordsman that you just snared. Pull all the skeletons in this room, still watching that snare debuff. Group up the skeletons. Keep on grouping them. Waiting for the swordsmen to come to us now. So now the swordsmen are here, group them all together. E the auto attack from the skeletons, and I actually missed one of the swordsmen here, so I'm going to drop Enfeeble. 4 auto attack, snare, and I had to roll away because I wasted about 1 auto attack worth of time in dropping my Enfeeble there. So I needed to use an extra defensive when I walked away. Alright, they'll do their ability, so don't interrupt it. Go ahead and loot. Archer should still be up here. Nope, asking the DPS to reset. I just soldier helm into this pull so that I can group everything as much as I can. Then E, 4 auto attacks, snare, and I just let things do their abilities. So you may have seen in my chat I was whispering my healer. So for that beginning part that I did, you may have noticed that I was moving kind of quickly and the healer was sticking on my ass basically for that whole set of pulls. So before the map started, I whispered my healer, you know, make sure he speaks English before I give him detailed instructions. If he doesn't speak English, then I'm going to do the pull differently because I can't rely on my healer as much. But I just let him know that I would be moving quickly and I needed him to stick with me. Wait for this patrol to group up down here at the very end, and E, everything's auto attacks, and actually I like poisoning this mob down here. Q the archers and everything. Drop in Enfeeble. 4 auto attacks now. Snare, give it another Q, roll away. This healer is really good. He's doing a good job keeping the DPS alive, and he follows instructions well. If you guys are ever looking for a healer, this guy has my seal of approval. So after they're done being snared, just go back in with your E to dodge their auto attacks. Stun them, 4 auto attacks again, snare them and walk away. Always watching the snare debuff when you're standing away from them. I think that's my loot. Yeah, tier 4 treasure, nice. So for the next pull, you can use a poison here, but if not, just walk up body pull, roll their first set of auto attacks, E their second set. Give him a Q, 4 auto attacks, facing them away from the DPS, snare, another Q, and he's gonna get really close to being hit. After you snare those, I always come up here and grab the checkpoint, because DPS are notorious for dying on archers. So if you grab the checkpoint, then in case they die, they just respawn right here instead of all the way back at the beginning. So one of the DPS took aggro, that's why only one of these archers did their ability. Stun them, 4 auto attacks, snare him again, and I'm gonna roll away. Missed a few auto attacks there. Alright, archers are dead. So for this next pull, I'm just going to wait to see the mage's auto attack, and I'm gonna E to iframe that. There's the mage auto, E, and curse pulled without permission here, so we're gonna run. Okay, so we're going to E, right into him like that. I accidentally pulled one of these, so I'm going to poison and drop an enfeeble. I didn't get all of the skeletons that are up there. So there's one point in those skeletons' patrol route. There's skeletons up and around the corner up here. And sometimes they'll pull if they're at a bad spot in their patrol route when you go into E, this group. So to deal with that when they pull, you need to try to get the rest of them. So like maybe one of them will pull. If one of them pulls, you need to aggro it right away, like throw a poison on it or hit it or something, so that you can pull the rest of them without pulling the archer and the mage that are up there also. So I just did what I call a proximity lure. If you want an explanation for how and why that works, you should watch my Stone Wars advanced tanking guide. It's a really helpful pull to learn because, you know, it's just useful if you mess something up, and it's basically like a ghost pull. So I just used it there. If I didn't have the ability to use that, we would have okay. I think we're okay. Alright. So, I didn't get to show you how I normally do this pull, since we had that archer and everything else going on. But normally I just E into this pull, 4 auto attacks and snare them right away, and then I come up here looking for an archer. And I want the archer to be somewhere in here, like he patrols in and out of this room. So just waiting for the archer, I'm going to pull him by poisoning the skeleton that's farther away. After the reason why you poison the skeleton that's far away is because usually the skeleton that is farther away is the one that throws the rock at you. So it'll take him longer to catch up. You won't be able to get aggro on him as easily. So you throw a poison on him to build up at least a little bit of aggro, so that you can focus on the other mobs you pulled instead, since he'll be so far behind. After that, you just group everything together with a swordsman, stun him, 4 auto attack snare. For the next pull here, we're looking for the knight. Make sure he's away from this group of skeletons. You're going to, if they ever walk into range, you're going to poison them. So now the swordsman is too close, need to wait for him to walk away. We're going to be able to poison this skeleton here. And then when they walk around this corner here, you stand here and Q the one that you did not poison. If you Q the one you did poison, then it doesn't work. And you'll be able to pull the rest of them off of the scorpion. And the DPS have a really bad habit of attacking too early. Alright, now I'm improvising a little bit. Need to stun those. I'm trying to get these skeletons off of the scorpion here. So gonna snare these. Pull one of them. Gonna pull another. And got the third one. Nice! Alright, let's go. And that is how you improvise. That was awesome. Alright. Alright, so after that you can skip from here. We're going to skip in 2 parts all the way to, well actually I'll show you on the minimap since I'm not going to respawn here. So we're skipping from here all the way up around the stairs here. And then there's a checkpoint right here. So this guy stopped right before the checkpoint. But, once they get up there, I'll respawn. Alright, then from here, you just do another skip into the boss room. Begin swapping your gear. And I always lure this skeleton in the corner first. Pull him over to here while you wait for your cooldowns. You're also looking for where the boss is. So the boss is right there. I'm not able to lure the rest of the skeletons yet. Waiting for him to move. Alright, now I walk into this skeleton, walk over here, Q him, and that way you're able to get all of the skeletons out of the room. Alright, now you swap to your sword and shield, swap to toughness passives, and let's see. I think I'm gonna just swap to lurchers immediately. Normally I wait to see if the healer can heal me through it, but since it's eternal battle, I'm just not gonna risk it. For your sword, you want parry strike, single target Q to save some mana, weakening passive. Everything else is pretty standard. Double check that we have our arcane ready. He looks good. And we have 2 people I thought we had 2 people reflecting. I guess we only have 1. Alright, to start this off, I poison the boss and reflect his first auto attack he does. That way you have enough aggro generated to hold his you have enough threat generated to hold his aggro. After that, just build up to 3 Qs, use your E. You want to be very careful about your E. Do not use it when he's about to use his red circle that'll pull you in, because you can interrupt that, and if your healer doesn't have all that time to heal you up, you will probably die. You will definitely die in Enrage, but before Enrage you might not die, just probably. Just using defensives intermittently to help the healer out. Still parrying auto attacks every now and then. Alright, for anyone who's unaware, he doesn't do cleaves until that first bar of health is gone. So he's going to be starting to do cleaves soon. I always roll the first one because there's no way to really tell if it's the first cleave or the second one. So now, once he does that, we'll reflect this. And then the next cleave, we're just going to interrupt it with our E. Parry. And I've got time. I'm going to drop in Enfeeble here just to help the healer out. Stand in the Royal Jacket so I get it back faster. Interrupt his cleave with my E. About this point I'm going to... well, I just used it. But I'm going to start watching to try to hold my Bridge Watch cape. I want to save Bridge Watch cape for Enraged phase just to make it a little bit easier. Alright, I'm also saving my poison cooldown for Enrage. And at this point I'm saving all of my cooldowns for Enrage, saving everything except my W and my E. Alright, my Bridge Watch cape is going to be up again soon, so I'll probably stop auto-attacking after this pull. And that's what happens when you miss a Night Helm. Alright, just gonna wait for everyone to come back. Alright, so gonna do the same thing. Parry the first auto attack. Just kind of spamming Q. Alright, he'll start his cleaves. So I parried that cleave. I will have it because Royal Jacket. But if you accidentally parry the second cleave, then you don't have it for the first one, just roll it with your sandals. You don't want to interrupt it because the other people who are reflecting will be counting on you to not interrupt it so that they can deal damage. Okay, starting to watch my bridge watch cape to save the cooldown. Starting to save all my cooldowns actually. I'm not gonna parry this one so that we don't phase him into Enrage before I have my Bridge Watch cape. Okay, I think I lagged a bit there. Alright guys, so that's how you do 18 Eternal Battle. We did have a little bit of a problem on the boss and lag issues and stuff, but as you can see, Reflecting and Arcane make it really easy. So hope you learned some pulls and other things that you can apply to your own tanking, especially in Eternal Battle. Thanks for watching guys, hope to see you out there in HCEs.